What's good, y'all? So I'm gonna share with y'all a quick story about something that happened around lunchtime today. All right, while I was chilling over there at Morty's Falafel. All right, so I give him first of all, before we even begin, let me give some more love to Morty's Falafel here in Denver, Colorado. It's like I really do love this spot. It's a nice little food truck. They're right here in Denver, and they just have so much love and so much passion for what they do, and you can taste that stuff. When people have that type of energy preparing your food, you get a little piece of that. You get that same bit of love, that passion in your meal. Kind of like when your mama makes you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Your mama, your grandma makes you a peanut butter and jelly. Anybody can get two pieces of bread together and put some peanut butter and some jelly in there, smash it together and eat it. But when your mama makes it, when your grandma makes it, there's a level of love in there that you can't replicate. You understand? It always tastes better coming from mama or grandma. So shout out to mom, shout out to grandma, and shout out to Morty's. Because that same energy that y'all put into what y'all do, I take that same energy and I put it into what I love doing. So once again, shout out to y'all. Like attracts like, and I found y'all for a reason. Okay? So let's get into story time. So today I knew that I had to get back on it. I had to get back on my routine. I had to get back on my regimen. I had to get back on my schedule. I've kind of been slacking since I had to travel for work. When I'm a homebody, so my battery just depletes. You understand? I was able to wake up early, but it's just like my time got later and later because I'm not home. I can't recharge properly. And that crappy ass hotel that I was complaining about all last week, you know what I'm saying? It's like those beds were terrible and I couldn't sleep. So I knew I had to get back on it. This blemish was my marker that said, okay, time to get back on schedule. So I knew I was gonna get me some quinoa and some fresh veggies. That's all I'm eating is some alkaline smoothie. So one meal a day or maybe a meal and a half, counting the smoothie. Okay, that's all I'm gonna eat for like the next week and a half or two because I know I have to go back to Wyoming in the middle of next week for just a couple of days. But anywho, I'll probably just fast those days. But anyway, so as I was driving to the grocery store, I passed by Morty's when I'm going there. And I was like, oh, snap, they're open because they have been closed for the past couple of weeks because of, Jewish holidays and stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. Do your religious thing. Go do what you do. I'll catch you when you're open. But y'all was open today. So, I got my groceries and I was going to circle back around. Now, usually when I go to Morty's, I go from A to B. I go up here, I take a left, I go to the light, I take another left, and then I cut through this parking lot that sends me uphill into the parking lot where their food truck is. Okay? So when I knew I was leaving the grocery store, though, I knew I was going to have to take another route. And the route into the parking lot from that way is a lot more congested because the cars back up at the red light. So it's kind of harder to get in there, and I didn't feel like dealing with it because I was just feeling kind of lazy, to be quite honest with you. So one of the things that I was thinking, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to park on the side road. I'm just going to park on the side road. Ain't no one really there, so it should be easy. Cool. So as I pulled up to that side road, I was like, like a gangster movies, like when they like looking for their target, what I'm saying? They just creeping through the hood, where they drop their heads down, they looking low. That's pretty much what I was doing for a parking spot. There ain't nothing gangster about me. I know nothing about that in real life. I'm not even gonna hold you. There's nothing gangster about me. but that's what I was doing, making sure I didn't miss my spot, making sure I didn't have to like wrap back around to get to the spot. Y'all know how looking for parking works. But anyway, so as I found my spot, I was like, okay, cool. And it's right next to the thing, like from sitting to that tree, about how far it was. So I'm like, oh, that's light. We good. And I was like, it's on the side road. We out of the way. We good. So as I went and put my car in reverse to back into the spot, I got this wave of energy that went through me, almost like it's hard to articulate in words, but imagine like an empty soup can with some pebbles or some rocks in it, and you just shake it and rattle it up. That's the type of feeling that pulsated throughout my body. And I've learned that that's my intuition about to tell me something. It's kind of like that gut feeling or that voice in the back of your head. It manifests itself in different ways. So when I got this feeling, I was like, okay, what's the message? Because whenever I have that feeling, I look at it as like an intercom in a supermarket. Hello, blah, 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 customers. Today we're going to have a sale on papayas in aisle 2. Make sure you get your papayas for half off for the next hour. But it's always beep and then the message, right? So that's how I look at my intuition trying to talk to me. So when I actually got the message, it told me, don't park there. Now, it wasn't an actual, a verbal word or anything like that, but I got the message and it was translated into don't park there. So I was like, here I go arguing with my intuition again. Why would I not park there? It's right next to the truck. Why would I not go there? But I caught myself. I was like, wait, I don't argue with my intuition anymore. It's always right. So let me just go. I'm just going to wait, wait a couple of lights and then go into the parking lot. Cool. So that's exactly what I did. So as I was getting out of the parking lot, I was answering some emails, scheduling some things I got coming up this weekend. Shout out to you. You know exactly who you are. I got some stuff coming up this weekend. And I was sending those emails, answering some texts, listening to a little bit of YouTube while I was in the line, lunchtime rush. So as I was waiting in line, halfway tuned out, I always have one headphone off just so I can hear my surroundings somewhat. And I heard like a crash, and I was like, oh, someone got into an accident. And as my head went to turn, as loud sounds do for us people, you look, but when I caught it, the car was already 2 feet in the air, 1 or 2 feet in the air, and it popped over the curve, bounced, went through a high school field where there were a whole bunch of high schoolers walking around at the time, because here in Denver, I'm not sure if this is common practice everywhere, but here in Denver, it's like, the kids can go out for lunch, they can go to the grocery store, they can go to a restaurant, they can just hang out in the field, whatever. So there was a whole bunch of high schoolers walking around, right? And this car went right through all of these people. So luckily though, it was some divine intervention, because there's this perfect little 20-foot gap between all the kids that this car drove right through. So it popped the curb, drove through a high school lawn, and popped back down on the other curb and crashed into a car that was parked in the exact spot my intuition told me not to park in. You understand? This is why I always listen to my intuition. This is literally the second time I've been protected from a car accident because I listened to my intuition. Now, story time is over. For those of you that enjoyed the story, you can go ahead and click off and go about your business. But we're going to continue this conversation a little bit, going a little bit further into the intuition and the ego, right? And we'll keep this brief. I defined the intuition and the ego in a past video as the intuition is like the angel on your shoulder. The ego is kind of like the devil on your shoulder, right? The ego is here to protect itself as the little ego on your shoulder. It wants to protect itself, and it uses you as the vessel to go fulfill its needs. That's why a lot of people say kill the ego. I don't agree with that. For the people in my semen retention community, y'all have heard me talk about this, where I talked about in the movie 300, they send their kids, like the young Spartan youth to like the wolf's den. They say you have to go kill a wolf to prove your strength. Now, of course, that's one way to prove it, but I find it's like, who's the more powerful person? The person that knows they have all the power and they go express it everywhere, or the people that have this power and they say, you know what, this isn't the time to use it. You have all this power, but then you told it not to express itself. To me, that's more power. So what has more power here? Go into the wolf's den and kill the wolf, or to tame it? And I walk back to the city with this big ass wolf next to me and say, yo, I could tell it to do whatever. Sit. Wolf sits. Attack. The wolf attacks. Imagine walking in with this freaking 6 foot, 7 foot tall wolf by your side. You understand? That's how I look at the ego. I don't say get rid of it. I don't say kill it. I just say train it and tailor it to, put those things in the repetition that it likes to do that are conducive, the things that build you. You understand? You have to love working out. You have to love studying. You have to go love learning. You have to love being social. You have to love finance. You have to, whatever it is that you want to make a repetitious cycle, give that to your ego. Tell your ego this is what you like now. All that BS that we were spending our time on before, ignore it. This is what we're going to do now. So now when you and the intuition talk, it's more level, and it's more so, what do I want to do now and what is happening at the higher levels. You understand? However, when you are listening to your ego and your intuition, this is why they say be balanced, because they're both on one side and they're playing tug of war with you. Which side are you going to go on? But if you've been listening to your ego all the time, you're more likely to listen to that one off rip, instead of listening to that voice that's usually telling you the opposite of what you're about to do. Don't go to that party. Why would I not go? Let's use that. A good example of the ego and intuition, right? Let's look at things like a party, right? The partiers. I am not a partier, so I'm just going to poke fun at y'all a little bit. So please take no offense. I'm just joking with y'all. But the partiers out there, whether you like to go to the raves or the clubs, like the girls I see that go to the EDM raves and clubbing and stuff like that. The doom, 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 doom. Guys out there, y'all can go out there, do y'all fist pumps. That's cool. Take y'all's acid, take your ecstasy, and go wild out. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone drug use, but I'm just a guy on YouTube. You go live your life. You understand? But You know, the girls be going out there, they be putting on the little neon fishnets, they be wearing those thick gothic boots, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, you can do whatever you want to do. Or you can go to the club, you know what I'm saying? And you could be the girls that like to, you know, put on your little dresses, get all cute, get your hair all done, makeup, have the titties just pushed up a little bit, have just enough ass cheek hanging out, you know what I'm saying? You can go on to the club, you know what I'm saying? The guys that go to the club that love to hold up the wall, what would the club be without you holding the walls up? What I mean by that is when people go to the club, that some of the dudes just stand up against the wall, mean mugging the entire time. I'm like, why'd you come to a club to mean mug and look all angry? Everyone's here to have fun and dance and hopefully take somebody home for the night. Don't get me wrong, I consider clubs to be a very low vibrational place, but to each their own. Wherever you have fun, you go ahead and do that. But anyway, we're gonna use y'all. I just wanted to just throw some jokes out there. But anyway, it's like, so let's just say, for example, you are the partier. You've been partying since you were 16. You had a fake ID since you were 15. You've been going to the club since you were a kid, right? And like, you are now faced with a conundrum. You have something very important this weekend or the Monday after this weekend, and you are given the choice: go out and party like you've been doing, you know, just sacrifice this one weekend to go do what you gotta do, or go party, or go sacrifice what you've been doing to go do what you have to do in your real life, right? And when you bring this question in front of your ego and your intuition, you're gonna get some different answers. Your ego likes you to keep on doing the same thing that it likes. It likes the party, it likes the noise, it likes the people, it likes all this type of stuff. So it's gonna be like, yo, bro, you can't not go to the club, bro. What they gonna do? How those walls in the club gonna stay up if you ain't going up in there and you don't post up? You know, your friends gonna need you anyway. And you be like, yo, yeah, you right. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to my ego. Yeah. But this is what happens. Your intuition is gonna step in sometimes. And see, here's the main problem. The intuition is one of those things that people tend to ignore. Why? Because you don't hear it as much. See, the ego is going to tell you all these cool things that makes you go do what it wants you to do. Yeah, you're awesome. Yeah, they need you. Yeah, the club won't be right without you. Yeah, your friends won't have as much fun without you. Yeah. But your ego or your intuition is about, yo, but listen, when you're going to go here, you're going to drink a little bit more than you need to. You're going to take some more drugs than you need to, and you're going to wake up in a hospital. That's going to burn your whole Sunday, and you're going to be unprepared on Monday. So guess what, little person? We're going to take tonight off. You're going to stay home tonight, or you're just going to stay home and play 2K and Madden tonight. All right, mad simple. That's what you're going to do. And you might, wait. You in the middle, who's hopefully a balanced individual, which half of y'all aren't. It's like, you're going to listen to the ego. Yo, yeah, you hyping me up. So intuition, you want me to listen to you when he's telling me all these great things about myself. The intuition's going to look at you like, bruh. One of my favorite quotes from Dick Gregory is, I don't need to be validated by your ignorance. You're just going to listen to me or you're not. You know my role. I'm here to protect all of us. If you want to listen to me, that's fine. If you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. I'm floating around up here in space. I'm just letting you know what's about to happen. And when you hear it like that, it's like, oh, wait, you know what? Maybe I should listen to my intuition. When you listen to your intuition, that's when you get the news from your friends that, yo, the club got shot up, yo. Oh my God, 16 people OD'd at the rave because they took some crazy new drug and blah, blah, blah. And you be like, whoa, it's a good thing I took the night off because I would probably been one of those people. You understand? That's what your intuition does. It saves you from dumb shit. It keeps you safe, but in the highest vibrational way possible. It wants you to stay safe. It wants to keep you protected. It just lets you rock. The intuition, another reason why people ignore it is because it doesn't speak all the time. Your ego is the loud mouth in your head. The intuition is the one that sits back and lets you rock. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not bringing like an immediate harm to you that cannot be recovered from, it's cool. See, the intuition, when it's looking at you, it's looking at all the decisions that you and your ego make. So it's like, okay, cool. He's going to try this new skateboard trick. Yeah, he's going to fall and break his elbow, but he'll be all right. That's a lesson learned. Okay, cool. He's about to go drink with some people, or he or she's about to go lay with someone that they're not supposed to. All right, cool. It's like, I would stop this, but there's a lesson to be learned here, and we will be fine after this. So I'm going to let this rock. You understand? But every once in a while, when something is about to something that you cannot foresee, something that you and your ego don't have the foresight to see, it be like, oh, they don't see that coming. Okay, let me try to step in. Hey, guys, listen, I know this sounds great, but if you go here, if you park in this parking spot here, a car is going to bounce across the median, drive through the field, and hit your car. Do not park there. And if it was that blunt with you, when the intuition literally has to explain itself to you like that, it's lowering itself. That's why it does not need to be validated by your ignorance. It speaks very small, uses short words, but it speaks with power. It speaks with authority. Therefore, it's time to listen to it. I think I talked in a little bit of a circle there, but I just wanted to get this video out and just talk a little bit about intuition. Trust your intuition, tailor and train your ego. Till the next one.